Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Taylor and today is a life update, chit chat, get ready with me. March has gone by so fast. Today is March 22nd and the way in which I am just like flabbergasted by the way this month has gone for me. In a good way. So I'm just going to tell you about it while I do my makeup. I don't think I've filmed since like, I want to say like March 8th. So it's been a while, and I also kind of took a 2-week break a little bit. So essentially like March hit and we have just been running ever since. My boss called me like what was it? It was like last week of February, first couple days of March, and she was like, we need you to go to Chicago next week. And I was like, oh my god, okay. I'm going to Chicago next week. For a show that we do. With me living so much farther away, we just like didn't know if I was going to be doing it for sure. And yeah, I ended up doing it. Super fun, just a little quick trip to Chicago. And it was like Tinley Park, like suburb area. So not much to say on that one. But then my best friend was down working in Louisiana for a couple weeks. And where she was working was only around 2.5 hours away from New Orleans. She just so happened to not have to work on St. Patrick's Day. I booked a trip to Louisiana. Took a few days of vacation and oh my gosh, did I need it. I didn't realize like kind of how monotonous life had been getting. And then like with the end of winter, and it's so hard living in the Midwest. Winter holds on for as long as possible and like teases spring a lot. It'll be like, hey, we're getting warmer. Want some 40-degree weather? Here you go. And now, my friend just got back the other day and now it's like, I think 30 degrees outside right now. And we had like a frost overnight. Whatever. Well, so there was like, not like big complications, but like a little bit of complications with getting to Louisiana. So I was originally going to drive 6 hours down to Denver and fly out of there because the ticket prices were cheaper. And I was just like, you know what? Like, I just think that I should do that because we try to save where we can. And then, of course, my grandparents taught me to watch the weather like a hawk. Of course, then, snowstorm alert in Denver. So, Wednesday morning, mind you, my vacation didn't start until Thursday because I was supposed to be flying out that day. Wednesday morning, I wake up, I see this. I'm thinking all the flights are gonna be canceled. I'm like, the trip's not gonna happen. So I bust my butt to the American app and get my flight changed to Wednesday that afternoon. And yeah, it was a chunk of change to get it changed, but like I said, I really feel like I needed this vacation. And I flew out that day. Thankfully, like the flight didn't leave until like after I was done with work, so I ended up getting into Louisiana, I think around midnight. And so I've been to New Orleans before, but we were in Lafayette, which is, like I said, 2.5 hours west of New Orleans. Just like the cutest little town. Nice little area. I don't know. I really enjoyed it. I mean, I was only there for like a day. My friend was working there for like 2 weeks. She said she liked the area though too. Like some of the best food I've had in so long. Everything has like Cajun seasoning down there. I had some of the best ramen. It was a Cajun ramen fusion. So it had shrimp and crawfish bits. Whew. And man, am I dreaming about that now. New Orleans was so much fun. We stayed right in the French Quarter, just a few blocks back from Bourbon. And I crocheted a couple outfits, actually, that you'll see in my next podcast episode. And I'm like so excited to write up patterns for those to be able to, and like share tutorials with you guys. Yeah, so that was like my first experience drinking in New Orleans. And it actually was pretty good. Everyone was like, oh, be so careful. Like, it's so dangerous down there. And I don't know, me and my best friend, we've gone quite a few places together. Like, we've been to the Dominican. We went to Cabo, Mexico for spring break. Where else have we gone? Like, we take weekend trips all the time. We've been out in Denver, in Minneapolis, Madison, Wisconsin. And I think it's hard because, like, yes, New Orleans has been the biggest party city we've been to so far. But, like, at no point did either of us really feel unsafe. But we also chose not to get, like, super, like, drunk or anything while we were there. Because we also, Saturday night was kind of like the big New Orleans, or it was the big St. Patrick's Day celebration there. We ended up at a parade, which was super fun. Just, I don't know, it was just crazy. So we decided that we wanted to stay out super late because we had heard that they like to party until like 4 a.m. on Bourbon Street. We were like, we don't normally do that. We never do, actually. Like, bar closes, we go home and we go to sleep. So we were like, let's try it. So we took naps and then we went and got coffee and beignets. And then right as we were walking out of the beignet place, we didn't go to Cafe Du Monde. We went to, what was it called? It was this little place on Bourbon called Cafe Beignet. Super good coffee. They also, everywhere has a bar there, so like that was there as well. And then we walk out and the St. Patrick's Day parade is starting. So it was pretty short, probably only about an hour at most, but it was so fun. Like, everyone just like screaming and they're throwing beads everywhere. And me and my friend like looked at each other. We were like, we gotta come back for Mardi Gras sometime. So now that's on our bucket list. One thing that was interesting about New Orleans that I didn't quite know is that it's very much kind of like a beer city, if that makes any sense. So like, unless you're going to a specific like cocktail place, you're not really ordering, like, people like to order like beers. Also there's like a slushy place everywhere. Like every corner had a slushy place. But like daiquiris are a big thing in New Orleans, and so they do daiquiri slushies, but then they also have like margarita slushy, white Russian slushies. My friend got one that was King's Cake flavored. It was actually quite yummy, super sweet. Could not have more than one of those. But just everyone's carrying around a slushie in like one of those really fun like souvenir cups. But I didn't find it to be as, like, crazy wild. Like, it really felt, I mean, obviously there are people who, like, get that way, but it was way more composed than I was led to believe. I also, like, was on TikTok trying to, like, find different things, like, to do in New Orleans and, you know, different bars to go to since it is such a big party city. And my friend and I already knew we wanted to go to Bourbon, and I saw this one TikTok that was like, you know, there aren't a whole lot of dancing clubs in New Orleans. There's a lot on Bourbon, and I guess, like, apparently locals just don't go to Bourbon, which fair. I think Bourbon is supposed to be, like, more touristy. Like, all the shops there were super touristy. Daiquiri slushies are not what I drink on the regular, so I can't imagine that a lot of people drink them on the regular unless it's like a margarita at like a Mexican restaurant. But there were quite a bit of dancing clubs. There was even, what was it called? A bar called like Boot Scoot Rodeo or something, and it had a mechanical bull in it. There were also a couple strip clubs. I did not go into any, but yeah, that was, I don't know, just like so interesting. There was a guy just with a boa constrictor, just walking around, letting people hold it. Well, not letting people. People were paying to hold it. My friend actually did that, and I, like, I'm petrified of snakes. So she was like, I want to hold this. I was like, yeah, go for it. Why not? How many times in your life are you going to be able to hold a boa constrictor? I also did not know that they are not poisonous. So, fun fact, because she held it, and then she was like, well, if those are poisonous, like, that's a really big liability. Because we just didn't think about the fact that that snake might have been poisonous. She just wanted to hold it so bad. Oh, goodness. But yeah, no, not poisonous. And I mean, it was tame. I don't know. I know some people like have those things as pets. Good for you. Because could not be me. Could not be me. Anyway. So she's holding this snake. She gets uncomfortable really fast, and she was like, okay, like, whew, it's all good, it's all good. Like, she's giving herself a pep talk, and I'm like trying to take photos. I'm like, yeah, I was so scared. I started to dry heave. I don't know. It just was like, so, because there wasn't just one guy. It was like a guy and a girl, and it was like one of the big yellow ones, kind of like that iconic like Britney Spears like photo that we've all seen. And then the girl had one that was like brown, just a snake. I don't know, like a generic looking snake, I guess. Yeah, my best friend held a snake on Bourbon Street, so that was crazy. What else happened? Oh, we ended up in this dancing club called Fat Cats, and they were playing like basement house party music. And there were so many songs that like my roommate and I hadn't heard in so long. We were just like bumping to it. Also, Jello shots everywhere, and they all come in injectors. So like the shot things, I can put up a photo of myself with one. Holy crap, the biggest shots ever. I don't know. Me and my friends sometimes make Jello shots for like different events, like 4th of July, and maybe like for Memorial Day camping, but it was so much, and like the texture, that's just me. Like, they weren't overly strong or anything. I also took a shot of pickle vodka and nearly threw up on the bar. Because it was, oh my god, my stomach is like roiling just thinking about it. But I had so much fun in New Orleans. Like, if you're watching this and you're like, I've been wondering if I should go, you should go. Like, you should go to New Orleans. Like, I'm already like missing it. Like I said, the food was so good. And like, I'm not, I'm not a travel expert, nor am I like a travel influencer or anything, but I do feel like my best friend and I we go on lots of weekend trips. We like going different places and doing fun things, which leads me to my next thing. We got tickets to Lollapalooza. We got tickets to Lollapalooza in Chicago for August. We got 4-day tickets, so August 1st through the 4th. And I'm so excited. Renee Rapp and Conan Gray and Tate McRae are gonna be there. The headliners are all really good. It's the 20th anniversary, and we got tickets and a hotel room, like, right away. And this will also be our first music festival. Well, I went to Summerfest in Milwaukee, Wisconsin 6 years ago now, I think. Gosh, it was a long time ago. It was when I was like still in college. I went to Summerfest, and it was really fun. It wasn't like super crazy because the venue is like pretty small, but I saw Hunter Hayes there. The guy I was dating at the time went and saw Kesha there. That was pretty cool. But I am so excited. We are already planning like outfits and like things that I want to crochet for us to wear there. It's going to be so much fun. I just like, well, and then that'll end, and then we're gonna bump right up into my trade show season for work, for like my day job, and then it's gonna be time for us to do something different. What that means, just, I don't know. I don't know where we're going or what we're doing, but I don't know. Then it'll basically be like my birthday. So, last thing about New Orleans, I guess. There was this place called Gimme, and it was like this really fun little, like, it was like handmade, trinkety, and like, it was like jewelry, so like not like touristy trinkety stuff. So like they had, what are they, like the acrylic lino cut earrings, all these different like types of stuff, but they also had like their own little makeup line, and they had this thing called Gimme Glitter. So we got this, and like I put it right here, and then my friend put it right here. Oh my gosh, this stuff is so good, and it was only $10, so I'm definitely gonna order more for Lollapalooza. I'm just so excited for like the rest of this year. We're going back to our college town in April for like a alumni sorority event for me. I don't know, there's just gonna have to be like a lot of lifestyle kind of changes. I mean, nothing too crazy. It's not like I live a wild and free lifestyle right now. But like really cracking down on like no extra spending, not going out to eat as much. Like I don't want to buy any books. I have Kindle Unlimited. I have access to a digital library and a physical library. I have so much yarn. It's like kind of an overcast day, so you can't really see too much behind me right now. But I'm gonna make a whole video about like ways I'm gonna try and like change my life, and like things that have already kind of changed my life that have like really helped. I don't know. It's interesting. So Rapid City is like, it's not a big area. I guess I should say it's not even 100,000 people. And living here has like kind of helped me reconnect with myself a lot more. Kind of just like take a break. But it's so hard because I wish I could be like, yeah, taking a break and like saving money, but it is so expensive to live here. Rent here is asinine compared to even like when I lived in Sioux Falls. It's crazy. I'm not overspending anymore. I feel like I'm finally making plans to do things in my life that are like things that I want to do and things that are fun. And not that I wasn't having fun before, but I feel like so much of my life was kind of, I spent so much of my life, and like I don't know if anyone else can relate to this, but I know that like I felt this way, and no one's ever had an original thought ever. I thought so much for so long that like I needed a partner and then I could start doing fun things in my life, when really all I needed was my best friend. And like I'm just like so excited for like for just the rest of this year. I got so much going on and it's so fun. So yeah, final look, really not different than any other time I do it. Thank you guys so much for watching today. Don't forget to give this video a like and comment down below what some of your plans are. Like if you're going to a music festival or a big family reunion, or even just like going camping for a weekend with your friends. I would love to hear about it, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!